Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tina Nota. If you've already subscribed, thank you for your support, and if you haven't, you're welcome to still do so. I've been planning to make this video and I was planning to say something motivational, something that's going to pick someone up from the pits, but I realized that hey, I am not good at planning. So now I have decided that I'm just going to talk about myself. I'm sorry. Okay. I've just decided that I'm going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about my journey in business. And I'm going to try and be real at the same time, not be too open about some things because I'm not yet ready to share some things. But yeah, as time goes on, I will. So, I have had an interest in business since I was still a young girl. So in primary, was it primary? I think high school. High school, grade 9, grade 10. Yeah, I think. So obviously you're in school, you're with your schoolmates, classmates who come from different families, and there's things that their families afford, there's things that your family doesn't afford. I come from a big family. I was raised by my grandmother. My mom was still young, so she was still hustling. So I spent more time with my my mom's little brother, who is a year older than me, and my sister, Odina, who is 4 years younger than me. And so being raised by my grandmother, she made sure that we got all our needs, some of our wants. And obviously, when you're a young girl, there's things that you want and your family doesn't afford. So that's when I started business. So I had a friend in high school. I had friends in high school, but one that was so much into business like I was Upelis. I'm sure I'm going to invite one of these days on my channel. We used to sell fruit plus. Yeah, guys, now that I'm talking about this, it's so funny because now I'm reminiscing on the days of fruit plus. We used to sell fruit plus, ne? And as the years went, we were prefects. We were junior leaders. We were not allowed to sell, but we still did. We got into trouble, but we still continued selling fruit plus. And we always got caught because there was this specific flavor that smelled like amakwapa. It was a guava. So whenever we walked into Miss Ragavel's class, whenever we walked into Miss Ragavel's class, she'd be like, "What's that smell?" And then that's how it got caught. But now we're still selling these sweets, even though we're not allowed to sell sweets. So yes, I sold sweets with my friend. We also sell the rations sometimes because there's things I wanted to have and I couldn't because my grandmother was providing for all of us. So this love for business continued. It continued in varsity. I remember in varsity I used to do people's hair. I tried doing nails, but I felt like I don't really love it. I don't really love that side of business. So I continued with hair. I did people's hair. I made some pocket money from that, and still the love grew. I went into my training in Bloemfontein. That's when I started selling artificial hair, meaning your Brazilians, your Peruvians, Indians, Vietnamese hair. Yeah, that's when it all started. And it went well because the hair business was still kind of new in South Africa. Like people were still, there was a few people who had access to this type of hair to an extent that I got good clientele. So I had this business. It went well. I used to sell hair. I used to sell wigs. Guys, in order for me to find my supplier, I went through some bad suppliers. Like, I came across some bad suppliers. I remember, I can't say the name because I'm sure now they have improved their business as well. It's a South African supplier. I bought hair from them. They said 6 bundles for 600 rand. Well, it's 600 rand, 1.2. I think 600 rand. So I thought, human hair Mali. And then I bought the hairpiece. But when it arrived, the plastic. It was plastic. But yeah, I tried to maneuver my way around it. I made a wig. It kind of looked okay. And then my mom had an Indian hairpiece. And then I put the Indian hairpiece over that hair. So it looked okay. Otherwise, guys, I came across some bad suppliers. So after that, eventually I came across a good supplier. I stuck with the supplier. I continued still after training at Bloemfontein until my good supplier turned into a bad supplier. Because I think some suppliers took advantage of the fact that you're ordering online. So obviously it's going to be a lot of money to have to return the hair and then sending back the good hair that you want. So I've gotten scammed a lot. I've gotten bad hair pieces so many times. I remember it was so embarrassing to my clients, like having my clients return hair to me, and me having to like reimburse them with my own money. It was really embarrassing, and also it made me work at a loss because the profit I made wasn't that much. So sometimes you'd find out that a client orders hair from me. I order the hair from my supplier. The hair looks good. I send it to my client. And then the minute my client puts the hair on, it's okay. And then when they wash the hair, it turns into an afro. I've came across that as well. So my hair business continued until I decided, you know what? Let me open a salon. Opened my salon. My salon was still like slowly picking up. I made like good pocket money for myself. There were times whereby all I made was for rent and I made nothing for myself. It was hard, but I still held on because it still looked promising until COVID struck. So when COVID struck, I knew by now the money I made for rent is the money I made in the salon. So if I'm not working in the salon, it means I'm not going to make money for rent. So I quickly appealed to my landlord, and it didn't really go so well because everyone was going through a lot when it came to business. But then, what else could have been done? But yeah. And then I had to leave the salon, so I took my hair pieces, kept them at home, and then whichever client of mine wanted to get their hair done, I'd either do house calls or they came to my home for their hair. So yes, I still have loyal customers from there. And then this supplier story like continued. I tried so many suppliers kept disappointing. Some suppliers gave me good hair, and some suppliers just sent me they sent me like scary hair. And I could see that I'm working at a loss because at that time I couldn't afford to buy hair in bulk. So if someone was ordering hair, I ordered the hair immediately after they sent their money, and then when it's sent to me, I made it into a wig and sent it to my customer. So when a supplier sends bad hair, it meant I have to like pay my clients from my own savings. So that's when I realized, you know what? I'm done with this business. I am done with this business. And then I started to see the interest around synthetic hair on social media. And then I remembered, man, I know, man, this is where we all started. And we were coping. We used to enjoy our synthetic hair before we knew your Indian, Brazilian, Peruvian hair. We used to enjoy our synthetic hair. So I tried a few samples of synthetic hair. I'm going to do a review of the synthetic hair, by the way. I tried a few samples of the synthetic hair, and it's actually an improved quality from the synthetic hair that we used to use before, you Brazilians. So that's what I started selling. So I would specify, but now this is synthetic hair. This is how it is. It is not human hair. It is not 100% human hair. This is how long it lasts. Human hair lasts this long. Synthetic hair lasts this long. But I still had clients who did not read that and they would complain. I would post like videos of how to maintain the hair. But I guess we don't all have the patience to maintain the hair. So yeah, I also had like challenges there. By the way, I haven't stopped selling the synthetic hair. I still do have the hair. I still do have clients who are ordering the hair. So yeah. There were times whereby I would feel like I have failed. I would feel like I've been doing business for so long, so I do not know why I'm still here. There were times whereby I would look at my competition around me, not out of envy, but out of, this is where I'm also supposed to be. Not exactly where they are, but like, I'm also supposed to be moving, because in I'm moving, my competition is moving. We all started around the same time. So if you guys have felt that way, you should know it is normal. It is really normal. The post you've seen on social media, abantu posting, mana, never be jealous of what you see because guys, let us stop being fake. Let us stop being fake. At the end of the day, we are human beings. When I see something I've been working for so long, to achieving it quicker than I am, obviously I am going to feel somehow. This doesn't mean now I'm going to go to that person with whatever they're doing. But obviously I'm going to feel somehow because I've been pushing the same way they have been. So it's totally normal. So that's how I felt for the longest time. And since as a person, I've been umntana who has always been a top achiever since primary. His things changed in high school, but still I was one of the people who were academics in high school as well. Failing for me was so embarrassing for me. Not to people, but for me. I felt like I was failing myself. So I was unfamiliar with that phase of my life. I really was unfamiliar with not being able to do something because I remember growing up at home, they used to say Ndilichule because I was always able to tackle something, do it and perfect it. So not being able to achieve that part of my life, it was really painful. It kept me down for the longest time. Because even the synthetic hair business, while I was starting the synthetic hair business, I was already feeling drained from the fact that I have been trying my business. I have been selling hair. And when I decided to start a salon, it got COVID and it affected who's already down because I was down. So the synthetic hair business, I started it with the last petrol I have in me, like with the last power I had in me. I continued selling, and then there came a time where I felt like, hey, I'm even tired of posting. I'm even tired of advertising. By the way, I have a page on Instagram, Patient Pearls. That's my hair page. There came a time whereby I felt like I am tired of posting. I am tired of advertising. I am tired of creating content. And that feeling also, I felt like, hey, no, serious. But still again, I asked myself, but I'm serious kanjani, yet I want this business so much. I didn't understand, Ubana. I was burned out. I did not. I wanted to continue pushing, even though I could feel, Ubana, I am tired. I am tired of trying. Abantu would say, no, you should try finding a PPP. Try this, try that. I tried all those things, but they did not work. And when people hear you say they did not work, they think you are not trying enough. And that's one thing that I feel like is a struggle when it comes to business, when it comes to life in general. Because I think even when it came to me applying for engineering jobs, it's the same idea my people had. And it's okay. It's totally okay. I'm going to have a story time about that as well. So, yeah. So I still continued, even though I felt I'm dragging myself. I pushed harder, and then I opened another business, which is a laundromat. A laundromat Naga is still doing good, but my love, my passion is beauty. My passion is hair. So even though the laundry is still working, I love hair, I love beauty. So the fact that it wasn't working, I felt like I was failing. So there came a time where I felt like, hey, I am down, and I'm not going to push myself any harder. I'm going to stay down. I am going to stay down because I can't continue anymore. I saw my peers pushing. I saw my competition. I can't say they're my peers because it's people who are quite far from me. They don't even know me. But it's people that I looked up to on social media. I saw them pushing, and I felt like, yes, you don't. Kubani, guys. And easy. I'm drained. I'm tired. So basically, this is not only a story time, but also a mini conversation, because I want to say to people who have tried business, people who have been applying for jobs and not getting any response, people who are in varsity, people who are in high school, who are studying, but they feel like they don't have the power to push any harder. I want to tell them that it is okay to run out of ideas. I actually wrote these points down, so I'm going to look down now and again. So it is okay to run out of ideas. It is okay to not know what to do. It is okay to feel lost. Because sometimes when you push, when you drag yourself at your lowest, you might not even notice that you're bruising yourself. So it's okay to run out of ideas. It is okay to not know what to do. It is okay to not know where to go. And it is okay to fall down and stay down. It is okay to fall down and stay down and gather strength to pick yourself up again. Because sometimes you push so hard, and instead of following motivation, you simply just endanger yourself for further burnout. And burnout sometimes is not a month. Burnout is not a few months. Burnout is not a year. Burnout can be years. It's okay to be there. And you shouldn't feel like, since you're not doing anything, go back, or you're a failure. No. Because you might not know that the strength you need is exactly where you would be at your lowest. So when I'm down, I'm out, I'm on my chest, or I'm on my back, maybe that's where your strength is. So stay there. Stay there. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your thoughts. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Tell yourself, Bana, I forgive you. Tell yourself, Bana, you've tried hard. You've tried enough. Because now, ever since I did that, honestly, I feel so much lighter. I have so much love for myself. I applaud myself for the work I've done so far. Hey man, I'm proud of myself because I've done so much. I've done so much without taking a step back and clapping hands for myself. So now if you're in that space, just understand that I am not saying don't push. But if you're down, it is okay to stay down because you might never know that your strength is there in that hole, in that pit. Stay there. Stay in that pit. Gather yourself up again. If, I'll make a weird example. If you've watched Dragon Ball Z, have you ever watched Super Saiyan when and then all of a sudden they are down? And then now they start making that sound again. All of a sudden you see fire around them. They don't gather that fire MON while they are falling. No. They did sometimes, but yeah, I'm just making an example. But sometimes they would gather that fire again when they are down and out. You see a finger moving, you see a leg moving, and then all of a sudden the fire is back. So guys, it's okay to stay down. Your fire maybe is in that pit. Your fire is in that hole. So, yeah. And by the way, like I said again, I'm not going to edit these videos, guys. You're going to watch them as is. I'm still not ready to edit them because if I do, I'm not going to post them. So yeah, guys, that's my message for you today. I hope it's going to help someone. Yeah. This is just the beginning of these conversations, so they're going to be all over the place for now. But yeah, I hope you like, I hope you comment, I hope you subscribe, not subscribe. I love you lots, and goodbye.